Well, students, today we are going to discuss the another important topic of B.Ed, which is level of teaching, right? But before starting the level of a teaching, we have to understand the teaching first, characteristics of a teaching, then we will discuss the levels of teaching, right? What is teaching? Teaching basically it is an interactional process. In this process, there is the interactions of the teacher, learner, and the learning material, right? You can mute yourself, all of you. All of you, you can mute yourself. Sister Jessie, please, you can mute yourself. So B.O. Smith has said that the definition of teaching is a system of actions intended to induce learning, right? Induce matlab produce karna. If there is a teaching, there must be a learning. If there is a no learning, that means there is no teaching. Guys, you are going into the class to teach to the student, okay? If the student does not grasp your idea, you are teaching, okay? So that means your teaching is zero, because teaching is not successful unless or until student grasp it fully. Smith has said, I'm not saying, B.O. Smith has said, teaching is a system of actions intended to induce learning, right? Always the result, the end product of teaching is learning. Means teaching, teacher को teach करवाना है, और learning, student को learn होना चाहिए, right? Characteristics of a teaching, okay? Teaching is an interactional process, number one, okay? Why it is called the interactional process? Because there is a interactions of a teacher, student, and the learning material, right? Number second, matter of drawing out. Teaching, many times I have said, teaching does not mean putting into the mind of the student. Teaching means drawing out of the mind of the student the good things. This is called the teaching, right? Teaching is a system of actions intended to induce learning as well as drawing out from the mind of the student. Teaching, third point is, characteristics of teaching is causing to learn. Causing to learn. आपकी teaching ऐसी होनी चाहिए, being of a teacher, okay? When the student will come back home, okay, matlab he should start the learning. Matlab your teaching will enable the student to learn, okay? Means this kind of a your teaching, this kind of a your impression, your style of a teaching should be causing to learn. Teaching is a tripolar process, right? Tripolar means there is a three pole in the teaching process. On a one pole is a teacher, on a second pole is a student, and sometime it was said by the, I think John Dewey, there are three pole of a teaching. On a third pole is the social environment. Teacher has to teach in the light of a social environment, means what is currently is going on, right? So that's why this is called the tripolar process. Next point is well-planned activity. Teaching is a well-planned activity, guys. Okay, always you have to start from there where you left in your previous class. Okay, there is a hook in the teaching. Make the hook in teaching. Don't break the hook, right? And whenever you start your teaching, first of all, you have to ask some of the questions from the student, because there is a mental block, there is a psychological block. First of all, you have to remove the psychological block. In my previous lectures, now we discuss about the brainstorming, right? So meaning of a brainstorming is that before going into the class, first of all, you have to ask some of the questions so that, student will come in your class. So it is a well-planned activity. Teaching is an art. Who is a teacher? Teacher is an artist, guys. Okay, who mold the student in his studio. Studio means school. Who mold the student in the studio. So teacher work as an artist. So being of a teacher, you are an artist. You have to, you have to develop the personality of the child. Teaching is a science. Science means a step-by-step procedure. Teaching is not a kind of, activity means you can start from any of the where. It is a systematically process. Next, teaching is a cooperative. Guys, being of a teacher, you should be a good from the heart, right? It is a cooperative process. Okay, if there is a some students are not understanding your topic, you have to give the extra time to the student. Okay, you have to clear the problem of the student. You are teaching a particular topic in the class, student raised the question and he has some different kind of a problem. So being a teacher, your first duty is to solve the problem of the student. Leave your topic behind, discard your topic, right? Leave your topic. First of all, you have to solve the query of the student, irrespective वो teaching से related है या नहीं है, right? Whether it is related with the educational process or not, teaching learning process or not, syllabus process or not. You have seen many teachers na, to the students, they say that, okay, discuss only the topic, discuss with the syllabus, don't discuss your personal problems. You have to solve the, that problem also, being of a teacher, because teacher is a friend, philosopher and guide, right guys? Teaching is a cooperative, teaching is a suggestive. You have to provide the solutions to the student, right? You don't have to create the problem. Okay, being of a teacher, you have to become the troubleshooter. You have to shoot the trouble of the student. Good teaching is a remedial. Remedial means you have to diagnose the, first of all, where the student is lacking, what is the problem of the student, then you have to provide the remedy to the student, right? Teaching involves skills in guiding learning. Being of a teacher, you should have the knowledge of all the skills, right? All the teaching skills which you have to use, and you have to guide, you have to promote the learning. Teaching is a both formal and informal process, right? Formal is given into the four wall school, colleges. This is called the formal type of teaching, formal type of education. And informal process is that, for example, you are going to a walk, in the evening walk, morning walk. Okay, if you meet with any of the student, you start teaching over there. So teaching is a formal and informal process. You cannot bound the teaching, you cannot bound the education in a school or a colleges. Now you have seen that many of the students, even they didn't go to the school or colleges, but they are the very successful person. Gandhiji has said that even a illiterate wife can be a more educated than a literate wife, right? So guys, these are all the characteristics of a teaching, right? Next, we discuss the levels of teaching. This is the most important, levels of teaching, right? Teaching is a purposeful activity. Through teaching, the teacher brings a desirable change in the learner. Development of a all-round personality of the learner is the final goal of teaching and learning. This is the final goal. It should be the final goal, guys. During teaching, an interaction takes place between an experienced person and inexperienced person. Who is an experienced teacher, who is inexperienced student, right? There is a interactions between a experienced and inexperienced. By your teaching, you have to make them experienced. Teachers teach students at 3 levels. They have to keep in mind about the development stages of a learner so that desired educational objectives can be achieved. What are 3 levels? One is memory level, second is understanding level, third is reflective level. So guys, these are 3 levels of a teaching. Okay, now in the coming slides, we will understand all the levels. What is the memory level of a teaching, what is the understanding level of a teaching, but what is the reflective level of a teaching. But with the image, you can see that memory level is the lower level of a teaching. The teacher who teach at the memory level, they teach at the lower level. They are the least thoughtful level. Okay, some teacher teach at the understanding level. It is called the thoughtful level. And some teacher teach to the reflective level. This is the most thoughtful level and higher domain of the teaching, higher level of a teaching. This is called the reflective level of a teaching, right? So first we discuss the memory level of a teaching. It is the first and thoughtless level of teaching. Thoughtless, I'm using the word thoughtless, right? Please, note it. It is the first and thoughtless level of teaching. It is concerned with the memory or mental ability that exists in all living beings. Teaching at memory level is considered to be the lowest level of a teaching, right? Well, it means there are many teachers, they teach at the memory level. Okay, they don't develop any understanding and reflective level of teaching. They don't teach such kind of way. They teach at the only memory level. Memory level means you have to learn by rote. Okay, so at this level, the thinking ability does not play any role. Okay, you are not thinking and you are not making, suppose, okay, you are preparing a lecture for your next class. Okay, just you have see the topic and from the book you are start teaching to the student. This is called the memory level. Okay, but when you have developed a concept, right, and okay, you are clearing the concept, you are making enable to the student so that they can know the concept very well. So this is kind of another level of a, which is called the understanding level, right? So at this level, what happens? The thinking ability does not play any role. Next, student only cram the facts, information, formulas, and laws that are taught to them. The teaching is nothing but learning the subject matter by rote, said by the Morris. Now you have seen, na, guys. Many times I have said that, na. You have come to know that, na. If the student is weak, so it is weak due to the teacher. Ana? Because if the teacher is teaching at the memory level, सारी उम्र वो memory level पे पढ़ा रहा है ना, तो बच्चे का level तो develop होगा ही नहीं. The role of the teacher is prominent and that of the student is secondary. The study material is organized and pre-planned. The teacher presents the study material in a sequential order. Memory level teaching lacks insight. Right? So next we discuss some of the advantages, merits of a memory level and disadvantages of a memory level. On the memory level, it is a beneficial for a young students. Okay, memory level teaching, it can be very helpful for the small students, for the young students, na, right? So when the student are in the class of a nursery, pre-nursery 1-2 class, na, so you have seen that teacher teach to the student at the memory level. Okay, that's why it is a beneficial for the young student, right? But it is not beneficial for the higher level of students. Okay, useful for the slow learner. Okay, ये merit हो सकते हैं इसके. It is helpful for the children for learning a new concept. The role of a teacher is important in this level of a teaching, and he is free to make choices of subject matter, plan it, and can present it at will. Means this is a very comfortable zone now for the teacher, right? Because he is teaching on the memory level whenever he start from any of the topic, right? So here the teacher is all in all, right? Means it is a teacher centered level, right? It is not a student centered level. The knowledge acquired at memory level teaching forms a basis for the future when students' intelligence and thinking is required. Memory level teaching acts as a first step for understanding and reflective level of a teaching. It is a prerequisite for understanding level of a teaching. So always remember, when the teacher reaches on the stage of a understanding level and reflective level, na, he has to go through from the memory level. Okay, so this is the reason now there is a refresher courses, there is a teacher development program, faculty development programs. Why these are conducted? These are conducted to take the teacher from memory level to the understanding level and the reflective level, right? So our job is not done by finishing the beard. By finishing the beard, because there is a era of a science and technology, lot of information is coming. Being of a teacher, we have to update ourselves, right? Disadvantages of a memory level: not beneficial for the higher classes. Already I told you, discussed. Dominance of teacher, there is a totally dominance of the teacher. Loss of recall and retention. Interaction level is low in the classroom. The problem of classroom management, students don't get a chance of self-learning, right? So I think you have understood, right? So next we talk about the understanding level, second level of a teaching. Understanding something is to perceive the thing, grasp the idea, and comprehend the meaning, right? Once you know the concept at the understanding level, na, it never forgets you, guys. Memory level, though, it will forget within 1 or 2 days. But if you have understood the concept, na, on the understanding level, right? These are level in our mind, right? In our mind, there is a memory level, understanding level, and thinking level. Okay, because all the educations, everything is in our mind. Okay, so we have to, arouse these things. So first we understand what is the understanding level. Understanding something is to perceive the thing, grasp the idea, and comprehend the meaning. In the field of education and psychology, the meaning of understanding can be classified as seeing the total use of facts, seeing relationship, a generalized insight. Insight means, you know, inner sight, है ना? Introspective way जैसे हम बोलते हैं, right? So understanding means, seeing the relationship. What is the relationship of that? Okay, when the teacher teaches in the class, and whatever he is teaching, he is making the relationship, and he is telling what is the use of that, what is the need of that particular knowledge. Okay, right? And he is, explaining each and everything. He is clearing each and everything. So then he is teaching at that level. The teaching at the understanding level is of a higher quality than the one at the memory level. It is more useful and thoughtful from the point of view of the mental capabilities. At this level of a teaching, the teacher explains the student about the relationship between principle and facts and teach them how these principles can be applied. Right? As well, this enables students to have complete command over subject material. This is an important line. Okay. I read, again, as well, this enables students to have complete command over subject material. What is the meaning of that, guys? If the student has a complete command over the subject material, it means he is getting benefit from the teacher, right? So we cannot label the student is weak. At this level, no cramming is encouraged. The new knowledge acquired at this level is related to the earlier knowledge gained. A generalization is made on the basis of facts, and the facts are used in the new situation. So first of all, whenever you have to teach to your student, first check the level of the student, where they have reached. Okay, check the knowledge of the student, then start teaching the another topic, right? For example, right, means from where you have leave the topic, and you have to start from where you have left, right? So next we do the advantages and merits of a understanding level. At this level teaching, student to make use of their thinking abilities. Okay, students start using the thinking abilities only by getting benefited by the teaching of the teacher, because teacher is teaching at the understanding level. So that means if you are not teaching to the student with the understanding level, तो जाने या अनजाने में, right? मतलब you are the person who is blocking the personality of the student. Knowledge acquired at this level forms the basis of the reflective level of teaching. Next, teacher presents subject matter before the student in an organized and sequential form. New knowledge acquired is related to the previously acquired knowledge. Right, guys? Here the student do not learn by rote. Here they learn by understanding the facts and information and their use and purpose. Right? Demerits kya hai? What are the demerits? Teaching at this level is a subject-centered, not learner-centered. Again, it is not learner-centered. Okay? Reflective level of teaching is a learner-centered. We will discuss. It does not develop the higher level cognitive abilities, such as a problem solving among the student. Right? So next we do the reflective level of a teaching. Right? This is the introspective level of teaching, is also known as the reflective level of teaching. Reflective level. This is the most advanced level of teaching learning method. This is because teaching does not end until the student have grasped the idea. It is based on the assumption teaching does not end until the student have grasped the idea. Okay, so such kind of a teachers, there is a need of a India. There is a dearth of a teacher in India. There is a need of a reflective level of teachers, because teacher is a nation builder. This is the more advanced stage in which the learner advances one step further through the concept to comprehend the concept's multiple dimensions. This is the level of instruction in which the instructor, means teacher encourages and stimulates students to think about the reflect on the content and concept they have learned. This is due to the teacher, right guys? However, reflective level is a thoughtful mode of operation, learner-centered, development of a problem-solving skills, maximum flexibility, development of a creativity, and self-motivation. Are you getting? These all things students will get if the teacher is teaching to the student at the reflective level. Right, guys? Reflective level of teaching is considered to be the highest level while teaching is carried out. Okay, it is a highly thoughtful and useful. Student can attain the level only after going through the memory level and understanding level, right? Always teacher first starts the teaching with the memory level, then teacher should improve with their teaching, then he should go to the understanding level and the ultimately reflective level, right? Teaching at the reflective level enables the student to solve the real problems of life. This is our teaching now. This is the meaning of a teaching now. We have to make the student able so that student can solve their problem by their self. They can solve the real life problem. This is the role of the teacher. It should be the role of teacher. At this level, the student is made to face a real problematic situation. The student, by understanding this situation and using his critical abilities, succeeds in solving the problem. At this level, emphasis is laid on the identifying the problem, defining it, finding the solution to it, right? The student's original thinking and creative abilities develop at this level, right? If the teacher is teaching that level now, so creativity, abilities, these things, develops in the mind of the student because of the teaching of the teacher, because teacher is teaching on that level. The role of a teacher in this level of a teaching is democratic. He does not force knowledge on the students, but develops in their talents and capabilities, right? Teach the students according to the student's level. Teach according to the mood of the student. Teach according to the need of the student. Teach according to the interest of the student, right? This is called the teaching. The role of a student is quite active. Reflective level of a teaching is that which is a problem-centered and student is busy in original imaginations, right guys? So these are all the three levels we have discussed. One is the memory level, then understanding level, and the reflective level of a teacher, right guys? Thank you so much.